you are. Anyone? Say it again. So 2x to the fourth minus 6x to the fourth must be minus 4x to the fourth. Okay, very good. Very good. Yes, indeed. Because we have a negative 8x squared and plus 7x squared. Awesome. Very good. Minus 10x indeed, which is a negative 6x and a negative 4x. Perfect. Very good. Do we all agree with this? What type of polynomial is it? Binomial, monomial, binomial, trinomial? What is it? How many terms does it have? How many terms does it have? 5 terms indeed. When a polynomial has 5 terms, do we have a special name for it? The answer is no, so it's a polynomial. We don't have a special name for 5 terms. What is the degree of this polynomial?
4.
Yes, that's why we started with negative 4x to the fourth. Very good. What is the leading term?
Negative 4x to the 4th.
Very good. What is the leading coefficient?
Negative 4.
Awesome. So subtract the following polynomials and arrange in descending order. We did. Degree, leading coefficient, leading term. Done. Okay. We're working on 2a. Do we have the answer for 2a or not yet? Do we have an answer for 2a or not yet? Any answer. I'll write it down and we'll discuss it. Anything. Anyone. Anything. Have we worked on these problems over the break or not? Okay, I got it. We are on strike. We're not talking today.
This is non-division.
Correct. Agreed. Then,
Like when you go to do this, don't
Yes.
you add
yes.
0 t to the third? Because,
If you want to, I normally leave some space.
okay.
It's up to you. You can. You can write 0 t to the third if that helps you.
But it's not mandatory.
You have to leave space, for sure. You may use it or you may not use it. But if you need to use it, if you need the space and it's not there, then you're not going to be able to write it,
Right.
write the term. And, the problem can get messed up. Okay, do we have an answer to this? Well, the test is next week, right? Are we going to be ready for this? Okay, so can anyone give me an answer to this problem? Anything? We have to start chapter 6 today. It's a long chapter, a lot of work. So can anyone give me anything here? Ready? Anyone?
I'm still working.
Well, I'm worried.
The first part of my answer is t to the third. After that, I get a little confused because.
Let's do it then.
Yeah.
Why do you think I will say yes to t to the third? What is the degree of the top?
To the fourth.
4. What is the degree of the bottom?
1.
When I divide degree 4 by degree 1, what degree do I get?
It's third degree.
So I expect the quotient to have degree 3. It has to have degree 3. Okay, so let's work on this together then. Today's the 24th. I still want to write 7 and not 8. Okay, so t to the 4th, 2t squared minus t minus 3, and t plus 1. Now remember what we said. There are 2 questions that I have to ask myself before I start the long division. First question is the top in descending order?
Yeah.
Is the bottom in descending order?
Yeah.
Very good. Next question. Is there a missing term from the top?
Yes.
Yes. So therefore, I have to write, yes, in here, you can write plus 0t cubed. I prefer not to, but if it helps you, please write it.
Why cubed?
Because degree 4 is there, degree 3 is not there, degree 2 is there, degree 1 is there, degree 0 is there. Only degree 3 is not there. Does a polynomial have to have all those terms? No, it doesn't. This one is a polynomial. It has degree 4. It has 4 terms, not 5. It has 4. But when I prepare the algorithm or get the algorithm started, I have to make sure that all degrees are there, starting with 4. 3 is not, 2, 1, and degree 0, because I may need, when I find whatever quotient, when I multiply, I may end up having a term with degree 3. And where will I put it? Here? I can't. I would mess up the entire problem. Or the solution, if you want. So when I write whatever and I go back to distribute and write below like terms, I may have a degree 3. That's the reason why I have to have the space in there. Now, what if the space is there and I will not use it? No problem. I don't need to use it, I don't use it. But if it's not there, I will not have space for t to the third. I will have to write it here. Because I cannot write it under this, I cannot write it under this, I cannot write it under this, I cannot write it under that. Is that clear why? Okay, so first question. T times what is t to the 4th? So I have to go back and multiply. So here's my question. Is the homework done? The homework was supposed to be done by yesterday. Is everything done? But how did we do this if we don't remember?
I did it, but I don't know how you get the T3 plus 1. When I added it, it was confusing to me. The T, like the T plus 1, T3. That's the only thing that was confusing.
Okay, so we have to go back and distribute. T to the 3rd, we'll see in a minute. I'm not sure I understood correctly. So t to the 3rd times t is?
T to the 4.
Good. So what do I do now?
Subtract t to the 4th.
Very good. Now t to the 3rd times 1.
T to the 3rd, but you're subtracting.
Yes. See, if I didn't have this space in here, I would have not been able to put t to the 3rd, negative t to the 3rd anywhere. So now I bring down negative t to the 3rd, and I bring down the next in line. Now I ask myself what question? What is the next question?
How many times does t go in the negative t to the 3rd?
Awesome. Or t times what is negative t to the 3rd? Good, I'm ready.
-3.
Negative t squared.
Very good. Negative t squared. So negative t squared now has to be distributed to t. What do I have to write?
Positive t to the third.
Yes. Negative t squared times t is negative t to the third. Change. Negative t squared times 1.
Negative t squared. That's continuous.
Yes. 3t squared. I bring down negative t. Next question. What am I asking myself now? What is my next question? Just tell me what's on your mind so I know where we are, because this is a little bit scary. Because I want everyone to do very well. So, anyone?
Like 3 plus t.
So what do I write here?
Positive 3. T.
Very good. 3t times t.
3t squared.
Yes, what do I write?
Subtract 3t squared.
Very good. 3t times 1.
2 is 3t.
Good. What do I write?
Minus 3t.
Very good. Perform the operations I see and bring down the next in line. So t times what is negative 4t?
Negative 4.
Very good. So now negative 4 times t.
We change to positive.
Very good. So it's negative 4t, but I change it to the opposite sign. And negative 4 times 1.
So negative 4.
Yes, what do I write?
Positive 4.
Very good. What do I box in?
The 1 over t plus 1.
Not in here, but you're right. So now I have to write the whole thing from the beginning. 2t, t squared, t to the fourth plus 2t squared minus t minus 3 divided by t plus 1. And what do I get? Now I write the final answer. T cubed.
T cubed minus t squared plus 3t minus 4
Now I need a symbol. Without a symbol, it will be a mistake.
be a plus
Of course, because this is positive. Good. Plus what?
1 over t plus 1.
1 over t plus 1. So that's the final answer. You can put it in. But if you put it in and you don't understand it and you don't ask questions, it's not good. Is this clear? All steps? Everyone? Do we need another example, or are we okay with this? So just give me an answer. Give me a blink. Give me anything.
It's just that this confuses me a little.
So do we need more examples? Do you have questions for me? Questions on this? We need another example.
Yeah, we can do another example.
Okay, let's make one up. Okay, here it is. Negative 4 plus 4t to the fifth minus 3t squared plus 4t. divided by t minus 2. Okay, so let's work on this.
Would you adjust the top in descending order?
Mandatory. I cannot start before I ask myself 2 questions. Well, I should say even 3. What type of division this is? In other words, the denominator has 1 term or 2 terms, or 1 or more terms. I should say 2 or more. If it has only 1 term, I use 1 type of division only. If it has 2 terms or more, what type of division do I use? Bless you. So if we have 2 terms or more, what type of division do we use? What is it called?
Long division?
Long division. Very good. If it has only 1 term, all I have to do is just split the fraction. And we have an example in a minute. We have it here. This is it. Do I use this long division for this problem? No, because it's only 1 term, 1 product. Good. So let's work on this. So the first question was what type of division this is. So it's the long division. Second question is, are these 2 terms in descending order? Are these 2 polynomials in descending order? The bottom is, but the top is not. Correct. And then are there missing terms from the top?
Yes.
A lot. Why? What is the degree of the top? 5. So it has to have degree 5. Then it has to have degree 4. It has to have then degree 3, and it doesn't. Has to have degree 2, and it has. Has to have degree 1, and it has it. And has to have degree 0, and it has it. Good. So let's work on this for a minute. Now, do you need me or anyone else to tell you whether a division is correct or not? Before you start this one, forgive me. Do you need anyone to tell us whether, do we need anyone to tell us whether this is correct?
No.
How do we check? We multiply by and add. What should we get? The top. We don't need anyone to tell us whether our division is correct or not. It will take 30 seconds to multiply 2 plus 1 by this and add 1. Good. Is it because of the spring break we are slower today, or?
I think so.
Okay, good. Should I worry about next week?
No.
No, okay. I do not take or assume any credit for good grades, but I would like to be instrumental in getting good grades. Because they are your grades, not mine. Let me know if you need help. Can anyone dictate just this polynomial, but that is the numerator? And I'll just put it in.
raised to the power 5
Very good.
minus,
Space,
yeah,
space,
minus
yes,
3t squared
awesome.
plus 4t
Very good.
minus 4.
That's it. This is the correct descending order form for the numerator. Good. So we made one step in the right direction so far. Can anyone dictate the next step? And by the way, forgive me, sorry. When we divide degree what? What is the degree?
5.
5. By degree,
There's no degree.
oh, everything has degree.
0. No degree.
The degree of the denominator.
Oh, t minus 2.
The degree.
Degree 1.
Correct. When I divide degree 5 by degree 1, the quotient will have what degree? Mandatory.
4.
Exactly. Good. Can anyone give us the first step? Yes?
4.
Yes?
T
Yes?
raised to the power 4.
Exactly. That's why we wanted to establish, I wanted to establish the degree of the quotient from the very beginning. Good. So now can anyone give us the terms that we have to write underneath?
4t raised to the power 5 minus
With minus, right? 4t to the 4th times t is positive, but I have to subtract. Then,
minus
when I multiply, it's minus 8t to the 4th, but when I write,
it's plus.
perfect. What happens next? I perform the operations I see. I perform the operation I saw. So I have 8t to the 4th.
T goes into
So the next one is not there. So I should bring down the next in line like this and see what happens. Yes. Good. Next question I have for myself is, the next question I ask myself is,
8 goes into 8t.
so I have, yes, t,
T goes
so the question is t multiplied by what is 8t to the 4th? That's what I'm saying. T times what is 8t to the 4th?
8
I need the sign. You're on the right track, but I need a sign because if I write 8 here, I'll make a mistake. I need a symbol between this term and the next term.
it's plus.
Yes, plus.
8
Yes,
t
Yeah.
third.
yes. Great. So now I distribute 8 to the 3rd times t, and I get,
8 t to the 4th
but I have to write,
plus. No, minus.
very good. Awesome. So now 8t to the 3rd times negative 2.
Is negative
Yes?
4 t.
Careful. Negative 16.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Negative 16 to the second. 16t
To the,
second.
I cannot change that power. When I multiply negative 2 by 8t to the 3rd, the power of t has to stay. That cannot be changed.
Oh, that's why I wrote it right. 3.
Yes. So this will be negative 16t to the 3rd. What do I write?
Positive 16 to the 30.
Very good. I bring down the next in line, and now the next in line. What question do I ask myself now? It's the same question. T multiplied by what is 16t cubed? Also notice, if you start with degree 4, then you have to go lower and lower and lower and lower. if you here make a mistake and say plus 5t to the fourth or whatever in t to the fourth, something is wrong. So if this is degree 4, this cannot be degree less than more than 4 or more. 4 or more has to be decrease. Okay, so then what do I have next?
16.
I need the symbol. You're on the right track, but I also need, because if I put 16 here, I make one term instead of 2.
Minus.
If I put minus, then it will be incorrect, because minus blah times t will be negative and I change it to positive, so those terms will not cancel.
So it's plus.
Yes, at the top, if you want quote unquote, I never lie at the top. I only lie when I write underneath the terms to the opposite symbol. But at the top, it has to be the true answer. So t times what is positive 16t cubed, and that's the answer up there. But when I write underneath, and I have to lie, sort of, you know what I mean. So symbol,
Plus
very good.
16.
Yes, and if this is 4, this is 3, this has to be lower than 3. Which one?
T
Yes,
to the power 2.
exactly. So now I distribute 16t squared times t, and I get 16t to the third. But now I have to lie.
And it's plus.
If I put plus, they will not cancel.
What am I?
That's okay. We are slow today. Everyone is slow today. Me too. So 16t to the second power times t is positive 16t cubed. So I have to lie because they have to cancel. And then 16t squared times negative 2 is negative 32t squared, but I have to lie. How do I lie here?
Positive.
Plus 32t squared. 32 minus 3 is 29t squared, and I bring down the next in line.
Plus 4.
Good. Now, t times what is 29t squared? And I need a symbol first.
Positive 2019.
Positive 29t. Notice one more time. Degree 4, degree 3, degree 2, degree 1. So now 29 times t, 29t times t is 29t squared. I have to lie. 29t times negative 2 is negative 58t. What do I write?
Positive.
58t. Perform the operations I see. 58 plus 4 is 62t. Finally, I'm down to this negative 4. And this is the final question. How do I know it's final? Because these two polynomials have the same degree. When they have the same degree, it's the last question. I can't go beyond that. So t times what is 62t?
62.
Symbol, correct.
Minus.
If I put minus, then this will change to plus and the terms will not cancel. And I cannot lie up here.
I don't like the fact that I'm making mistakes.
So the question is t multiplied by what is 62t?
Positive 62.
Yes, that's why we get positive 62. So now 62 times t is positive 62t, and now I have to lie. And 62 times negative 2 is 124, positive 124. So what do I box in is 120. And now I'm ready to write the final answer. This was a little extensive. I just wanted you to see. Okay, can anyone give us the quotient? What is the quotient of this division? Anyone?
T minus T.
So it's 4t to the fourth, right? Plus
Plus 8
t to the third
plus 16.
plus 16t squared plus 29t plus 62. Now I'm here. I have to write a symbol. Which symbol will I write?
Positive.
Very good. And now the quotient, 120 divided by t minus 2. And that's the final Okay? So let's go back to the second page. I'm sorry, we didn't finish this first page. Okay, so can anyone give us the answer for part B? Or tell me what to write for part B first.
It's 10x cubed
Very good.
over 2x
Awesome. Minus
s cubed
squared over 2x. Very good. Awesome. That's all I can do, but now I can simplify each fraction by itself. So how do I simplify the first one? What is the simplified form of the first fraction?
is 5x cubed. Second.
Good. Here, all I can do is cross out an x from the top with an x from the bottom. Minus
2x
x divided by 2. I cannot move 2 at the top. I have to leave x at the x. X is at the top, 2 is at the bottom. I cannot move 2 to the top. And here, I'll remove an x from the top with an x from the bottom. And I will simplify 6 by 2, and I get a 3. And this is all I can do. There's nothing else.
So you said you can, when you have x squared over 2x, you can cancel the.
So you have here, this is 1. So it's 1 over 2, which you cannot change. Copy the base, subtract the exponents. From power 2, I subtract power 1, and I get x. So x over 2, or 1/2 x, is the same thing. Good. Okay. Because I wrote on the back, we can see what I'm writing right now. Okay, right here. We'll come back to these problems in a second. So can anyone give me part B? We'll do A, we'll do everything, but I just want part B and part C in a blink. Mainly, if possible, without even thinking. As I mentioned, if you're still foiling this, you are behind. So can anyone give us B? Yes? Can anyone give us B in a blink, please?
X minus 2.
It's 3x squared. It's the first term squared. I cannot write 3x, but I have to write 9x squared. Because the middle coefficient, because the symbol is negative, I have to copy negative for the middle term. Okay, now, 2 times the first times the second. X, very good. And plus? That's it. I highly recommend this. You will get full credit if you foil, but if you do, you're going to have difficulties in the next steps in math. Okay, here. First term squared minus second term squared. What do I write? Very good. Minus? That's it. Now the rest, I have no special products. The rest, I have to apply the distributive law. I have no choice. But these two are clearly the type of which I don't have to worry about multiplying. I have to remember how to use the formula. 2t squared times t squared. What do we get?
T to the 4.
So when I multiply 2 by 1, I get 2. And then t squared times t squared is t to the,
6.
careful,
Oh, 4.
copy the base, add the exponents. Good. 2t squared times negative 7 is negative
14. 17.
Very good. Now 3 and t squared plus
3t squared.
plus 3t squared. And then 3 times negative 7, negative 21. I have to combine like terms. What is the degree of this polynomial? And I have to arrange it in descending order. So where do I start?
2t4.
Very good. Indeed, 2t to the 4th. Now these two are like terms. What do I write?
14.
So I owe you $14 and I say today I only have 3. How much do I still owe you?
11.
Yes. T squared minus 21. Perfect. Okay, let's multiply here. What do we have?
Negative 6x
Yes. To the
to the power 7
awesome. Minus.
minus 6x to the power 4
Awesome. Plus.
plus 10x to the cube.
Awesome. Very good. Now this is a long thing. Why is it long? Because the first factor is a polynomial. What type?
Defense is tried
And the second one is?
is polynomial.
Yes. Which type? It's also a trinomial. Trinomial, right? So when I multiply 3 terms, oh no, I'm sorry, it's 4 terms, I'm sorry. Sorry, forgive me. So 3 terms times 4 terms. I'll get a lot of terms, right? So I'll get 3 times 4, 12 terms initially. Because I will distribute 2x squared to all these 4. And then negative 3x to all these 4. And then 4 to all these 4. So I get 12 terms initially, and then hopefully I will be able to combine my terms and simplify. Good. So can anyone dictate?
So 2 negative 8x
Perfect.
to the 5th
Very good. Plus.
plus 8x
Yes.
to the 4th
Awesome.
minus
Yes.
2x to the 3rd
Very good.
minus
Yes.
10x to the 2nd.
Very good. All these 4 terms were obtained by multiplying or distributing the first term in the trinomial to all 4 terms in the polynomial. So now we are here. We are distributing negative 3x to these 4. So can anyone dictate? While distributing negative 3x to those 4 terms.
Plus
Yes. Awesome.
12x to the 4th
Very good.
plus
Careful.
negative
Yes.
minus
12.
12x to the 3rd
Very good.
plus
Yes.
3x to the 2nd
Awesome. And
plus
yes.
15x.
Perfect. Great. Now we have one more term to distribute, which is 4. 4 from the trinomial needs to be distributed to all 4 terms in the polynomial. So then,
Minus
yes,
16x
yes,
to the 3rd
very good.
plus 16x to the 2nd
Very good. Awesome.
minus 4x
Very good.
minus 20.
Awesome. Well done. Thank you. Good. So now we do have those 12 terms as we expected. Now we have to look and start with the degree. and ascending in, presenting in descending order and combining like terms at the same time. Okay, what is the degree of this polynomial?
It's 5.
Awesome. So that's where I have to start. So this will be my first term, but since it's alone, all I have to do is copy it. So I'm going to copy it. So negative 8x to the 5th. Good. So this is done. Then I look at what terms? Terms with,
Degree 4.
yes. So it's this one and this one. There is nothing else. So then plus
8x.
20. Yes, the 8 plus 12. Because they are both positive. 20x to the 4th. Good. Then I look at which terms?
The third.
Yes, very good. So then I have to look at this and this and this. All have negative.
Negative.
Yes, I have to write negative. And 16 and 12 is 28. And plus 2, 30x to the 3rd. Now I look at which terms? Yes. So I'm looking at this and this and this. These two are positive, this one is negative. So let's add these two. So 16 plus 3, which is 19. 19 minus 10.
It's 10.
So 19 minus 10 is 9x squared. That's okay. Finally, I got to this. 15 minus 4. So I have plus. Very good. And then minus 20. So one more time, degree 5. Leading term.
Negative 8x to the 5th.
Leading coefficient now.
Negative 8.
-8, correct. Good. So finally, let's look at this. These 4 or 5 problems. Simplify the following expressions. Please dictate. The first step. What should I do here? I should work in parentheses, but I can't. 2x and y have nothing that I can do, right? So then I would have to apply the power. To eliminate parentheses, I have to apply the power to these 3 factors. So let's apply the power on 2. What will you write? Copy the base. What happens to the powers?
They become positive.
Careful. When I raise an exponential notation to a power, I copy the base, and what do I do with the exponents?
Add them to each variable. Multiply.
Multiply. So I multiply the power of 2 here by the exterior power. So what is the power now?
Negative 2.
Yes, because I multiply 1 by negative 2. Very good. Now x. I copy the base. What do I write with the power? What is the power of x now?
Negative 5.
Careful. We just said we are multiplying, not adding, right? So when we multiply exponential notations, we copy the base and add the exponents. But when we raise to a power, we copy the base and multiply the exponents. Correct? Good. So x to which power now?
Negative. Positive. Same.
Perfect. So multiply by y. To which power?
Negative 2.
Awesome. What do I have to do next? Because this is not done. I have 3 factors in there, and 2 of them have what type of exponent?
Both have negative 2.
2 of those factors have a negative exponent, and how many have a positive exponent? 1. Where will the one with the positive exponent go? Or not go anywhere?
Would it go in the numerator?
It will stay in the numerator. It's in the numerator as it is right now. It will not be moved anywhere. Correct. What happens to the other 2 factors that have a negative exponent? Where will they go?
In the denominator?
Perfect. So can anyone dictate the fraction that you want me to write?
Maybe x to the 6. Or 2 or 4y
Yes, in a second. Let me show everyone. You're right. So it's 2,
squared,
yes, times,
y squared.
very good. And yes, I will change 2 squared into,
4 y squared.
that's it. Remember, this is a simple notation. You can think not that simple. It is simple, please. This is a simple notation. It only says it's a fraction. It's 1 over y squared. Okay, next one. What should I do now?